We are increasingly getting proof that the allegations of Russian meddling and of collusion between Trump and Russia that led to the appointment of Mueller as special prosecutor were hatched and created in the Department of Justice in the Obama administration. The number 4 official in the Justice Department, Bruce Orr, was in constant communication with Christopher Steele, the former British spy, who was hired by Fusion, who was hired by the Hillary campaign to write the dossier making these phony charges about Donald Trump. The evidence now indicates there were over 60 communications between Steele and Orr, and that their contact began in January of 2016, 6 months before they've admitted previously that it began. Before Steele went after Trump, he was a lobbyist for a Russian oligarch, Oleg Deripaska. And Deripaska was a major aluminum oligarch in Russia. He had been barred from entering the United States because of his connections to the Russian mob. And Steele successfully lobbied to get the restrictions lifted. Deripaska was admitted to the United States and is still here. And there's a communication where Steele asked Orr at the Justice Department to keep an eye on the visa application. Now, we're right in the middle of a trial where Mueller is accusing Manafort of lobbying without getting registering with FARA. And here we have an example of Christopher Steele lobbying, also without getting approval, not only with no investigation and no indictment, but he's on Mueller's side in this entire controversy. The FBI at last fired Peter Strzok today. Strzok was the FBI agent who was really the operative who was being directed by Orr and probably by Steele as they tried to set up this conspiracy to frame Trump. It was Strzok who interviewed Mike Flynn and led to Flynn's dismissal and indictment. It was Strzok who was in charge of handling Hillary's emails and slow-walked the latest trove of emails and made sure that they wouldn't be investigated thoroughly before the election. And it was Strzok who exchanged text messages with his lover, Lisa Page, about how horrible Donald Trump was. But we said this in our book, Rogue Spooks, The Intelligence War on Donald Trump. And we said it a year ago. And read the book. It still is a day-by-day roadmap to what's going on. The framing of Donald Trump for this Russia meddling scandal was an entirely inside job coordinated by Bruce Orr, James Comey, Bob Mueller, Loretta Lynch, Peter Strzok, and the top leadership of the Justice Department and the FBI. And that was the real conspiracy that went on. And the intimate nature of the relationship among those actors is only now really coming out.